Welcome back to the workshop, to another workshop episode. Today, or this evening even, I'm going to start another project. I know what you're thinking. Why on earth is he starting another project when he started loads and we haven't seen where half of them have gone? So while I'm doing this other project, I'm going to tell you what is happening with the other cars. So it's a bit of a, it's starting a new project and telling you about what's happening with the other projects, because some of them are delayed, some of them are in other places. They're not forgotten about. I haven't just like started something and then gone, right, let's do something else, which I do, or I used to do, but I haven't with these. They're just delayed or they're in other places. So I'll let you know as I'm starting another project. And the other project is this faithful old Subaru Impreza. I've had this for, I'm gonna say 8 years, maybe six or 8 years. I've had it for a while. I bought it off the side of the road. I actually knew who owned it. It had a bit of a body kit on it. It had a bit of boy racer wheels, aftermarket wheels on it, a bigger spoiler, a big Jap can exhaust. I think the bumper was different, and it wasn't standard. It had been modified. I bought it. I opened the bonnet, and there was no engine in it. I opened the boot, and the engine was in there in pieces. So I put new head gaskets on it, I put it all back together, I got it running, and then I drove it around. And while I drove it around, I was slowly putting it back to standard. So I was putting standard bits on it when I found them. Some I had from rally cars that I've changed, that I've upgraded. And yeah, I cleaned it all up, I did a bit of bodywork on it, I drove it around, I enjoyed it, I went here, there and everywhere, and then I just parked it up. I literally just parked it up and didn't go in it again. No reason, like it didn't break, it didn't stop working. I just literally closed the door and then didn't pick it up for 4 or 5 years. It's a bit of a weird thing to do, isn't it? But to be honest, I think in that time I did go and try and start it once, and it wouldn't start. I think it was just to move it back to here, and it didn't start. And then I needed some bits for a rally car, so I took them off it, just airbox, intake system, and then that's where it's been since. So today I've bought, in that box there is an intake system. I finally found one. They're quite expensive because it's a standard intake system and everyone changed them. Bits for these are getting hard to get now. So I've got that. I haven't got a battery, but I've got a back jump pack. I'm going to try and, there might be a battery in it actually. We'll have a look. I'm going to try and get it running and then maybe put the jet wash on it. But I do think it would be quite cool to drive around like that. But I don't like doing that. I don't like the rat look as much. I don't mind patina, but I don't like filth. As I'm doing it, I'll tell you what's happening with the other cars. One of them's there, 205. It looks abandoned, but it's not. The reason why that's on hold is because we've done even though it looks pretty much the same as it has done since the start, I've done quite a bit on it. It's running, it's driving, it drove there, but it's not quite running right. So I need to, my timing strobe, I don't think it's working, so I need to order a new timing strobe, and then we need to get it timed up, and I still need to fiddle with that carb just to get it to run a bit better. So I want to do the timing, and then I want to do that. I've got a bumper, I've got all new brake lines on it, I just need to bleed them, but it's an aftermarket one, it doesn't quite fit, so I think I'm going to have to heat it up and just bend it in a bit. Don't know if anyone else has had that problem. Also, I couldn't find any standard seats for decent, like for reasonable money, so I've bought some subframes to bolt a bucket seat on. Stuff's getting done. I haven't filmed a lot of it. I'll wait until I've got a bunch of stuff to film and then I'll get back on that. I haven't forgotten about it and we will do something with it, like a road rally. Let's have a look in here first, because this is where we need to work first. So the reason I kept this for so long is, one, because it's an early one. It's an early classic GC8 NREG 1996. It is an import. It's a JDM import. It's all pretty much standard because, like I said, I did start putting it all back to standard. So it's an early engine. It's a Vlimited. So Vlimited is a limited run. I think it's number 800 and something. We'll insert a picture of the badge in a minute. 800 and something out of 1,000. They got a little plaque on the back of the crest of the World Championship, and there's 2 on the seats as well. The ones on the seats are really faded, I suppose because of sun damage and also people sitting on them, rubbing their backs on them, and it just fades all the badges off. So if anyone knows how to restore them, I would like to know, because I would like them back looking nice. So yeah, they had a set of seats in them, and they had, well, seat covers, and they had a badge on the back, and that was the only way you could tell really that it was a V Limited. There would be a few other bits, but yeah, I think they just took a certain number of them off the production line, stuck a badge on it, and it was to celebrate the Constructors' Championship, I think, in 1995, so that would have been the year that Colin won as well. So it was to celebrate Subaru winning the Constructors' Championship that year, and they made 1,000 of these to do that. Or they badged up 1,000 of these to celebrate that. So that's why I kept it. That's why I don't really want to sell it. I want to keep it. I want to put it back on the road. I just want to drive it around. I'm not going to modify it or turn it into a rally car or anything. I'm going to keep it as a road car. And I think maybe upgrade a few things. Upgrade the shocks. Make it handle better. Maybe make it go a little bit better. But I'm not going to highly modify it and tune it or anything like that. I want it to be just a nice road car, basically, that I can go to the shops, get the paper in on a Sunday. Not that I read the paper. Right, we'll start by this bit here is missing, which we got in the box. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to put that back on, because without the airflow meter on, it won't start anyway. Well, it will, but it won't run very well. I'll get into my box and we'll do that. Yeah, there's no life in that. We'll put that jump pack on. At least we can hopefully run it then. I might need to go and get a hammer in a minute, because I might need to hammer some bits on it, make it work, because that's how you fix things, isn't it? Sunset filming, it's rather nice. T-shirt. Right, I'm going to connect it all together. I'm not going to finalise it, I'm going to connect it all together. I just want to see if it still runs, is the main thing. There we go. So we won't run it like this, but we're just going to put all these bits on. Just so, as in, we will run it, but we won't drive about with it like this. It's just a case of, I want to see if it runs. A lot of people ask me, like when it was sat here, oh, what's wrong with that? I was like, nothing. Look like that then. Then I just stop driving it. That's what happens when work takes over and you get too many projects. And this is a lot bigger than the other one. I think this is off a different car, which is really annoying. But it's going in anyway. It's quite a tight fit, but the one in the rally car over there is the one that was out of here. So question is, to all you lovely subscribers and people who are just watching, who we are very grateful of, by the way, so thanks for subscribing. Please, if you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe, please like, please comment, and just keep coming back. But yeah, for those who are watching, what do you reckon I should do with this car? I mean, I've said what I wanted to do with it, but what do you think? Put some ideas in the comments. That goes in there like that. That balances it on the bottom, supports it on the bottom. We'll look at that in a minute. Like I said, I'm going to loosely put this in just so I can have it running. It's no ITG though, is it? Please, Carl, thank you. Right, I'm going to undo that now to move that. I'm going to put that on, plug it in, and then I'm going to try and fire it up. Look at that. Completely finish it, because I've got to put that on. I've got to find some bolts for that. I've got to bolt this back on. But that's all connected. Airflow meter's connected. There's power steering fluid in it, not that that matters. Is there any water in it? Not much. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there, which might mean it's leaked out of somewhere. I'll put some water in, I'll check the oil, and then I think I'm just going to try and start it. Yeah, look, up onto the notch there. It's a little bit dirty, but do you know what? I'm alright with that. That's only deteriorated from standing because I did change the oil quite regularly on it. Because I did look at, believe it or not, it was quite well looked after. And I had bits painted on it, and then it just, maybe when I clean it in a minute, you might be able to see where I have painted it. There's a couple of different colours, to be honest, different shades of white. I think they were like a creamy white originally, and then I've obviously put a whiter white. Believe it or not, there's a few different whites. Chris will know that, you're an artist. White isn't just white, is it, Chris? No. Yeah, right, I'm going to put some water in there. We're happy with the oil. That's all back connected. Now, I don't see why it shouldn't start, but you never know. The only annoying thing is I've got a full workshop over there, but I keep having to walk backwards and forwards because this is out here. But it's quite nice in the sun. It's quite nice working outside. The only thing is we're losing the sun a little bit, so let's try and get it running before sundown. I 100% guarantee you, right, if we get it running, it'll start smoking from this side. And that is because the rocker cover gaskets on these, if they're left, they just perish, and then they'll drip onto the exhaust, because the exhaust goes underneath the engine, and then they smoke for a bit until it's burnt off. I need to get one more thing. These are the keys. It has got a Sigma alarm on it, but I don't think that works anymore. It never worked when I had it. I just hope it doesn't flipping kick into action now. Nice little Subaru keyring there. Look, Crossroads. I think that was a Subaru dealership somewhere in the UK. Right, I'm just gonna get a hammer in case I need to hit the fuel pump. Got two. This is live. This is as it happens. The door buzzer works. There's been a mouse in here or something because he's chewed the seat cover, so I'm going to sit in that now. I'm going to be covered in that seat cover. Right, we're in this. I tell you what's special in this Subaru. This stereo. This is a Pioneer. The model is a DHP 6400R or something like that. That was the first stereo I ever had in my first car, and I've still got it today. And it's the one with the dolphins on it. Probably right. Lights are dim, so that's not good. Right. Oh, clutch feels a bit stiff. All right. It ran for a second then. Let me just get in the boot. Let me just get in the boot and I've got a really fine tuning instrument just to like awaken the fuel pump. Right, I don't fix every car with a hammer, just in case you were thinking of booking your car into AutoMax and you think, oh, those cowboys hit everything with hammers. I don't, but I know that they're prone to being a bit iffy. The muck in there. I know they're a bit iffy, fuel pumps on these, but I just give it a couple of taps now, not hard, and it seemed to come into life. It'll need changing, so I will change it. I think I got some in there somewhere, but let's just see if that makes it run, because the pump definitely went Ran for a bit. There's not much fuel in it though, either. It worked. Tiesto blaring. Right, I'm not going to rev it too hard. I'll let it tick over for a bit. That's all right, isn't it? It didn't take long, really, did it? Planning on being here all night, trying to get this thing running, but like I said, I only parked it up. Sounds all right, doesn't it? You know, there's a lot of water coming out the exhaust, but that's probably just condensation. That's an original exhaust, that as well. I sourced that exhaust, and you can see that one tip is bent. It was immaculate, it never been on a car. And the lad that was working with me at the time, I just asked him to pull it off while it was on the ramp, and he dropped it on the floor and bent the tip. I was annoyed. It wasn't his fault. It's got some forgotten things in the back of here. There is a mouse has been eating something there. Chris, the cameraman, doesn't like mice, so we'll keep that away from him. This was my original CD case when I first passed my test, and the zip's seized on it. It's a lot of history from my early days of motoring in here. And to be honest, right, I think this car is the car that I've owned for the longest. Look at this. Brand new Dunlop Motorsport umbrella. Cool that, isn't it? Jump leads, they're handy. I will check the boot floor. Oh, what's under here? What are these? Oh no. The boot floor is full of water. Look in there, it's a pond. That's probably rotten in there. Anyway, there we go. There's the rear washer thing. That's where you fill the rear washer. Not all of them have a rear wiper. Right, here's the number. 814 out of 1,000. World Manufacturers Champion Subaru 1995. See this crest here? This is what's on the seats. That's what I want to replicate on the seats. Maybe, Chris, you could paint it in, paint it back. Chris is looking at me with a face that says, flipping hell no, but a bit worse. A bit worse language. As I was talking rubbish, I've just let this run. It could have been on fire or anything, but it's not. It's good. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and move it over there, and I'll get the jet wash out just before we lose the light. I'm just going to give it a quick blast over just to see what's under the muck. So, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to say what happened to some of the other projects. So I'm going to move this over there, if it moves, because I haven't moved it yet. I'm going to move it over there, and then I'll tell you about some of the other projects, where they are. Alright, this clutch was a bit stiff, so I may pump that a few times. It's a hydraulic clutch, so it might have just been the cylinders stuck. Horn works. And the lights. It's moving. When was the last time you saw this move, Chris? A long time ago. I can't quite believe it's driven. I tell you, just driving it from there to there, just going over that little bump, the suspension was kind of going, so I think that's knackered on it. Or it could have been that water washing around in the boot. I'm not really looking forward to getting that out. That's it's going to be rotten under there. And I think that arch there is rotten as well. But what I'll do now, before we lose the light, I think it's good enough light to film, isn't it? So let's just give it a quick jet wash, just to get some of the worst off. I don't think all of it will come off, but let me just give it a quick jet wash and see what we got underneath. And maybe I'll just stick it on the ramp before we go home and just have a little inspection underneath. But I mean, yeah, for a little evening project, we got it running and coming out. I knew it didn't need much, but I didn't know whether it would start that easy. But that is good. There's little patches where I've stopped by the exhaust, but it could be water that. I don't know. Right, let's give it a quick rinse and then we'll see what's underneath it after. Talking about cleaning, that's where the Renault 5 was. That's where we got to with that, didn't we? So the Renault 5 is currently still at Pro Detailing. He's done a few videos that you've already seen. He's done the interior, he's done the exterior. He's currently got another video coming up, and we'll be having the car back in the workshop in June, we think. So around then, you'll get an update of us going to collect the car, and then we'll tell you what we're going to do to it next. It's going to be backwards and forwards between us and Pro Detailing. So I know Gary's quite busy. He's got various jobs around the world, so he's very busy. So he is trying to jump on it in between jobs. And to be honest, we're not in a rush. You know, it's in good hands. We know that he'll do a good job of it, as you've seen already. So that's where the Renault 5 is, and in June you will have an update, because it'll be back here. Well, we'll go and collect it, we'll take you with us, and then we'll get it back here and we'll tell you what we're going to do next to it. So the next bit is going to be our video, so it'll be from his channel. We're going to jump back onto our channel and film some of that process, and then it'll go back to him. So there's two cars. 205, you know what's happening with. Renault 5, you know what's happening with. Right, this bit's normally quite fun, but I'm worried that when I blast it with this jet wash, it'll take all the bodywork with it as well. Anyway, let's have a quick go. Or it doesn't do anything at all. Tell you what I'll do, I'm going to wet it all, and then I've got some multi-clean, I'll spray that on it, and then hopefully that will release some of it. Hey, I'm no valeter or detailer, so Jamie normally does this kind of stuff, but I got too excited, so I'll let him clean the Jag. I'm going to spray this on, because this will just help release some of the dirt. I don't know why I'm trying to tell you how this works, because I don't really know. I've just been told to do that. All the valeters will be going, no! What's he spraying? Does he even know what that is? Could be kitchen cleaner. But no, I'm just... It's going to get... It needs respraying anyway, this car, so... Especially here, I think most of this won't come off. So, also, I think the sills... Well, that arch is rotten, so that needs doing. This bonnet is all faded. It's got lichen growing on it. What do we say when we see some lichen? Lichen subscribing. A lot of my cars have lichen on them. This is really grubby, this car, I tell you. Let's see. Don't know if it's come straight off, but it's a bit better. So there is a reasonably nice car under all that grime. My shoulders are hurting now, so I'm losing my light. But look, it's come out not too bad. I mean, it looks better probably through the camera than it does in real life, but it's better than it was when I dragged it out of that hedge. You could almost say it's a barn find or a hedge find, but it's not, because I didn't find it. I knew it was there. I just neglected it. I feel a bit better now though after cleaning it. So I feel like carry on giving it some love. But I think before we go now, I'm just going to stick it on the ramp quickly, have a quick flick underneath and just see what it's like, see how bad it is, or how good it is. 182 Clio there, could bring you some bits about that if you want. It's another grimy one. I like to leave my cars grimy. Here's the C1 racing car, nearly ready for the 24-hour, with a bit of lightweight going on here at the front. No, we've got to do the 24-hour next. It's been tested. I'll bring you a proper update on that when I do a full episode on that specifically. So yeah, I think you're up to date on projects. The ones I started anyway. The ones I started and didn't finish. So this car, yeah, I bought some Apex. It had like really solid Cusco boy racer coilovers on it, and they were absolutely hard as hell. You felt you'd run over a woodlice, you'd feel it. So I bought some standard shocks, but they had Apex or IBAC springs on them, and it seemed to handle quite well. But I think the shocks are knackered now because it feels like really squidgy, so might have to change them. I'd like to build it into a bit of a RA replica. It's not an RA, but we could build it to a similar spec. I'm going to cry when I go under here. It's going to be rotten. Might have to just chuck it in the bin. Oh, it's making horrible noises. Oh, God. Well now, we call this the act of mating, but there are several million other differences between human beings and animals that you should know about. Do you reckon this is a good idea? Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. I knew that would happen. I could see it happening. Thought I'd have dodged it. Do you know what's worse though? The underneath of this car. Oh, for fuck. I mean, you'll have to bleep that out. I'm fucking soaked now. While it's raining in here and all over my back, tell you what, let's get a bucket. Why didn't you tell me to get a bucket? A lot of water in there, isn't there? I've got rusty water on my mic. Right. Sills, hole, hole, hole. That's soft, but it's not gone through. That's solid. Struts are a bit manky. Radiator, bottom of the radiator is rotten. The front end is all right. Some more brambles here. Look at the rusty water all over the floor. It's bloody lovely, that, isn't it? I can't see under that sill very well, but there's a hole there. Hole. It's horrible, isn't it, when you do that? That just depresses me. Look at that hole now. A little bit of digging and created a monster. Up here, a lot of flakiness there, but I think it's solid. These normally sees inside the arch. There's the other hole. There's another hole. There's bits of it there. There's a big hole there. That's disgusting. That needs sorting. But oh, that chassis leg's gone as well. That's soft as hell. That's gone there. This is the one that I don't like. Look at that. That's gone. Have you ever seen that? The whole back end is falling apart. That's such a shame. Don't tow anything off that towing eye because there's nothing there. So rear chassis leg is literally coming off in my hands. I don't know if she's going to see the road again. I made a goddamn mess here. Oh, I need a beer after this. This is really depressing. You're witnessing me being really depressed on camera. It's like, it's just not stopping. The anti-roll bar is hanging on for like with hopes and dreams, I think. Right, let's have a look over here. This one's all right. That is solid. That is solid. That's solid. That's solid. I'm lucky there that it's just one side. I might be able to repair that, to be honest. It's bloody horrible, but I might be able to do something with that. I'll have to strip all this off. I'll have to strip the whole back end down. It needs a back end restoration. That's what it needs. Front end's all right. Now the famous inside of the arch, I can see from here, has gone. So we'll do that. We'll also do the outer arch. I think I'll fix it. I think I'll save it, boys and girls. It just means a lot of work. So yeah, this is the outer arch, but we know about that. That's easy. You can get them. You can get repair ones of them. Oh, Wop's nest. Wops have been living in there. But yeah, well, that's what I get, don't I? For leaving it for so long. This arch is all right. As in the inner arch is all right. It's all seam sealed, but to be honest, that's not too bad either. We can get this side's all right. I wonder why this side's gone worse. Look at that. That's just horrible. It's not fair. Could get all the diff. Oh, I'm gonna have to take all this off and we'll just restore the whole thing. The back, if you put anything in the boot, the back end would snap off, I think. I'll drop the ramp a little bit now. I'm gonna have to clean up, so come back in a minute. What would you do if that was your car? Put it in the bin? I'm gonna go to bed and cry. That is Japanese metal. See that arch, that arch is the bad one, that needs repairing. But like around it is really clean. It's like a mixture of clean bits and then really rotten bits. This one's a good arch. That shock's a bit soggy as well. I'm not too fussed about the bolt-on bits. It's the rest of it that's the shame. But that's solid. That one. It's just there down. These sills, they're going to have to come off because I'm sure under there is going to be a bit manky. Yeah, there's no plate or anything. There's a brake line there that's going to need replacing. Although it's got braided hoses to the caliper. These discs weren't old either when I put them on. For Odos they were. Structurally, those inner wings and that, they're all right. Don't know what's going on here with this arch liner. I need to sort that out. Bit of damage there, but I think that's the least of our worries at the moment. Sure, that's supposed to be black. Again, least of our worries. That's cracked. This side, do you know what? There's no play in any of the joints on this. But like I said, it was all right before. That brake pipe needs doing. That will burst as soon as I drive down the road. Not that I'm going to be driving this down the road for a while, but yeah. Speedline wheels. Speedline Safaris, these are called. I think this sill was all right on the outer. The inner's gone in places. But yeah, back to where we started. This is going to need cutting out and we'll replace the whole of that. But firstly, I need to see what I'm going to do with that chassis leg under there. It's almost not worth doing, but I love the car too much, so I'm probably going to do it. Not straight away, but I'm going to gather the bits. I'm going to see if I can get some cuts for that, so that I can weld them in off like another clean car, chop them off that, weld them into this shell. I can buy these, I can buy the arches, probably buy sills, and we'll just do it bit by bit. So you'll probably hear an update this time next year, probably, when I've just about started it. But there we go, thanks for watching. Sorry about this didn't end in happiness and it was all really good. But I mean, it was half good, it started. Front end's all right. It's just loads of rot on the back, so that needs a lot of work. I thought it might have been like a bit of a clean up, a couple of welded patches here and there, and then get out on my Sunday drive, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. So yeah, if anyone's got any bits, any cuts that I can buy off them, that'd be cool. In the meantime, like, subscribe, watch some of the other videos that we've done with Subarus. We've done quite a lot with these, and we're probably going to do more. So yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. As I wrapped my jet wash up, thinking about what I've done to that Subaru, it made me think that if any of you've got any of these projects on your drive, or in your barns, or in your gardens, or whatever, don't leave them, because they'll end up like that. There was nothing wrong with that, really, when I parked it up, but I left it, said no to a load of people wanting to buy it, and then it ended up like that. And we see it all over the place in like farmyards and things like that. People don't want to sell stuff because they say, oh, I'm going to get round to doing that, I'm going to do it. But in reality, if you don't do it, if you don't just get on and do it, it's just going to get worse and worse. And then you end up with nothing. You end up with just a pile of rust. So just think about it. If you've got a project, think about like, am I going to get round to doing it? Or is it worth doing? Because it's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you really just want to drive them, don't you? You want to get out and drive them, so you're better off sometimes just cutting your losses and buying one ready done. That's my advice. It's different for me in a way because I've got a garage. I can do a lot of stuff myself. So, but it just goes to show, doesn't it? You leave it, it'll get worse. So you can't just leave a car and expect it to be all right when you go back to it. They do deteriorate quite rapidly. So there you go. There's a little bit of advice. That's a little bit like at the end of Jerry Springer, isn't it? Jerry's thoughts, Sean's thoughts. Anyway, I'm going to keep brushing up my Subaru. See you later.